He had no trust fund, no elite network, no hidden talent waiting to be discovered by the world. This maps a cycle common to the modern experience. You wake up, grab the phone, let the hours bleed out, and go back to sleep. Run that loop long enough, and individual days lose definition. Eventually, years merge into a single wasted block. Living in this cycle creates a specific social reputation. People see the lack of direction, and they stop taking you seriously. You become the person everyone assumes will never actually change. Then comes the fracture. You look in the mirror one morning, and the person staring back is someone you no longer recognize or respect. Most people respond to that feeling by making a loud announcement online, hoping likes fix the shame. He did the opposite. He went silent. Refusing to talk about a goal prevents the brain from receiving the reward of progress before the work has even started. Instead, it forces the focus entirely inward. He entered a vacuum. This meant the ruthless elimination of social ties, events, and digital noise. If it wasn't contributing to the rebuild, it was cut. While his former circle continued their routines, he spent the nights acquiring the skills he had previously ignored. He was building a foundation in the dark. There is a common trap in believing that this kind of effort requires a constant state of inspiration or hype. This is the engine of transformation. On one side, volatile waves of human emotion. On the other, the steady, mechanical rotation of discipline. When motivation drops to zero, the gears continue to turn because the system dictates it. This mechanical approach to work ensures progress continues even when the internal dopamine supply is severed. Cautionary, this leads into the lag phase. This is the period where effort is at its highest, but the visible reality of your life remains exactly the same. After 2 months of total isolation and grueling work, there is still no money in the account. The body hasn't changed. To the outside world, he had simply vanished without a trace. By the 3rd month, the silence becomes a liability. Former friends assume he's failed or given up, using his absence as further proof that he'd never amount to anything. We expect progress to be a steady dotted line, but the reality is the red line, dragging along the bottom for months where most quit. He stayed. The effort compounded in secret, preparing for an invisible exponential curve. Surviving this phase requires accepting that the most important growth is entirely invisible until it reaches a tipping point. At 6 months, the first small indicator appeared. It wasn't a fortune, but it was a tangible result that validated the mechanical process he had been following. That single win allowed him to refine his system. Over the next 6 months, the compounding effect took hold. The physical changes became impossible to hide, and the financial foundation finally began to stabilize. When he finally reemerged, he was met with confusion. Peers who remembered his past failures faced a man who defied their old narrative. They began to ask for the secret to his sudden rise. They were only reacting to the visible result. They had no context for the year of isolation, the repetitive failures, or the nights spent working without a single person watching. This level of transformation is the result of a single, non-negotiable decision to stop negotiating with yourself and start following a system. True change requires the willingness to disappear, to endure the friction of the dark without applause, and eventually let the results speak for themselves.